And welcome from Filippo Bartolotta to the Radio Cult Wine Show, the radio where we talk about cult wine. We know it's not a radio. We always play about this because we love our radio. Today we're tasting a white wine that is considered to be a Super Tuscan. Yes, Super Tuscans are also white. This is Querciabella. The wine is Batar. The vintage is 2010, 10, and 2017. Radio Cult Wine Show. So, why did it go for 10 and 17? It's because 17 is the new release of Batar. And 2010 is an old vintage that I had in my cellar and I wanted to see how the wine was doing. As you know, some whites can age just like reds or even more. In this case, we are in front of a wine. Oh my God, it's so beautifully. Just how much did it take me? A few seconds of smelling the wine. Of course, it's very aromatic, given that this is Chardonnay and Pinot Blanc. So you have these white flowers like white peach, nectarine, some saffron, white pepper, a little bit of exotic fruit coming through, but also some slightly like gunflint and minerality. The 2017, funny enough, has got a way more citrus character than you would expect from a hot vintage like 17, and that is due to the fact that Batar throughout the years has tuned down in the oak presence. Why, Filippo, you're talking about the oak and the tuning down and the batteriness? That's because when you make a white wine, finding it in the new oak barrel, like the French 225 liters barrel, in this case though, is 228 liters, is a Burgundian barrel. And if you were to use lots of new oak, very often the wine is going to be grabbing a super like butterscotch, extra butteriness on the palate and very oaky aromatics. That is not the case with the new Batars. In the past, some vintages of Batar have been a little bit more characterized by the oak spices. What happens though is that this wine has got an incredible aging potential. So let's go see why. So once again, 17, very crunchy, very reactive, lots of citrus fruit, and all combined with the different sweet spices. 2010, I'm gonna taste it in a second. But first things first, where are we exactly? Well, we are in Tuscany. We are not too far away from Florence, half an hour drive in the land of Chianti Classico. Go check one of my episodes of Chianti Classico on my YouTube channel. If you haven't seen any, you'll find plenty of them. Otherwise, what else? Is also a land of white wines. Yes, most white wines in Chianti Classico are made of Trebbiano, but a lot of people have got Chardonnay. I'm gonna touch base on the Chardonnays of Tuscany in other episodes, because right now we wanna focus on this incredible wine. The winery was put together in 1974 by Pepito Castiglioni, and as of 1988 it turned organic. Now Sebastiano, the son of Pepito, is running the show. He loves his Burgundy, and that's why he started to produce this incredible white. The beginning years of Batar were based on Pinot Grigio and Pinot Bianco, and then the arrival of Chardonnay. It was the year also when the winery turned into an organic winery. You know, like today, it's kind of normal. All wineries are turning organic, most of them. A lot of them are turning even biodynamic. Querciabella turned biodynamic in year 2000. But I remember visiting Querciabella, now must have been, I don't know, like 2005-ish. I remember how being biodynamic back then was kind of like pretty pioneering adventure. And they were... they didn't want to tell anyone, if not the wine experts, because most people thought that organic wines, biodynamic wines, weren't well-made kind of wines. Crazy how fast the world would change. Now, let's get back to the wine. Batar is a combination, it's a blend of 50% Chardonnay. The vineyards of Chardonnay are 450 meters above the sea level, handing over the Casucci vineyard would hand over like more fruit-driven character to the wine. It's sold galestro, so compacted clay over the million of years. And then you have the other winery 600 meters above the sea level. The Palonaio vineyard is going to deliver more gunflint minerality to the wine. And then the other plots are dedicated to the Pinot Bianco. Why do I say plots? I say plots because, and they're around 400 meters above the sea level, plots because every single vineyard is vinified separately. So when you get the grapes from one specific site, then that is going to go into the 228 barrels and age there for 9 months. At the end of the 9 months, they'll be tasting the different barrels, blending them together for the final blend of Batar. So let's see what happens. Wild yeast fermentation to begin with, so no selected yeast. Everything is a spontaneous fermentation of the grapes. After the fermentation, the skins will be gonna go away, and the free range juice goes into the 228 liters barrels, where there will be some batonage. What is batonage? Is when you have the free range juice in contact with the leftover of the skins, like the fine lees. And you take a stick and you move it a little bit every once in a while to make sure that the wine is getting all the enzymatic reaction of these lees, which would add up complexity, length to the wine. After that, the wine is going to go into the bottle for final aging. Now, Batar can age forever. I cracked open bottles that are way older than 20 years with an incredible resilience to time. This 2010 is a combination of sweet spices, vanilla, there is a little bit of a wild fennel, anise, the saffron is there. There is more of the apricots than the nectarine. And on the palate, man, oh my God, the acidity. The Radio Cult Wine Show, I'm drinking the wines, they're too good to be spat away. The acidity I was saying, so citrus acidity, the creaminess of the Pinot Bianco, so like the white fruit, creamy, voluptuous velvet of Pinot Bianco, some oak spices, some of them, so you see what happens even in 2010, supermassive vintage, the oak has been totally digested by this incredible wine. What else is there? This is a wine that I would drink so happily. I can down the bottle by itself. You can drink it during summertime, winter because so much structure, and of course food. And when I think food and I just have Querciabella in my mind, I cannot think of anything else but veggies, because this is an animal-free product winery. So as a result, I'm thinking about more of vegetarian or even vegan dishes. What would be good here as a vegetarian dish? I would say quite like a nice light parmigiana, maybe a zucchini parmigiana instead of aubergine parmigiana. The cheese is going to be needed there just to kind of like combine with the acidity of the wine. And if you are into fish, then this is going to be a match made in heaven. But otherwise, you know what, like some more of a winter salad with some roots in it, some maybe pecan, some almond. Actually, bitter almond is at the end of this wine as well. You know, whatever your taste buds are going to taste in these wines, I'm sure there's going to be plenty more of what I'm tasting right now. My suggestion though is crack open the bottle, give it some air, and if you buy a case of this wine, enjoy a bottle now, a bottle in 2-3 years time, and keep a couple for 10 and a couple for 20 years time to see what happens. This is all from Radio Cult Wine, Batar, Querciabella. Follow me on my YouTube channel and I'll catch you later.